Hey you guys, it's Psycho Power Ranger once again, and I'd like to bring you part 2 of the PvE What You May Not Know series, but I'm going to start doing things a little bit differently. You see, I don't like doing the scripts that I'm doing. I've been doing scripts as of late for all my videos, like writing it all down, then just talking about each key points through that way, but I find that to not be as much fun as just going freestyle. So the only difference between the videos now and later are now I'm just going to start talking at the camera and see what pops up. There'll still be the jump editing because I like that. But, you know, it'll be completely different. So let's get started. First of all, I'd like to talk about trait system. The trait system, apparently, it might be getting a change. My friend Tube Elephant told me about that, and whatever I say right now as of 10/31, 2011, as my computer says, may be different than what it's going to be. So, traits in Guild Wars 2 are going to be kind of like a champion steroid, if you will. They'll do things like buff a stat, or make things heal, or, you know, just all sorts of things like that. It just increases your character. Now, how do you get those things? Well, you do it by going through the world and finding different ways of collecting them. For example, if you're a warrior, it'll be a test of strength. You'll go up to something and your strength will be tested, and if you pass it, you'll get that trait to make your attacks do more damage, cause bleeding effects, dazing effects, all sorts of things of that nature. If you're an elementalist, however, if you're an elementist, however, you will be able to do things like, solve a problem or use your brain, because an elementalist is like that. So that will give you things like healing effects and all sorts of fun little effects like that. That was a fun face. Thanks. Something else to know about traits is that you don't need a certain trait to get another trait. For example, say there's a really strong trait that you want. You don't have to worry about having another trait to get that trait. It's just a fun time like that. Something really interesting to note about traits is that the demo characters will able to connect 3 total traits into most of the weapon and general trait lines. One of them being major and 2 of them being minor. Now, I'd also like to start touching on the crafting system. The crafting in this system is very unique, but not the first to do it. You will find your recipes as you build them. Obviously, this isn't the best system. Some people are probably very upset about this because they just want to find recipes and put them together. This one is a trial and error. You put certain items together and it makes something. It will then record that and you'll be able to make it for future reference. There will be 8 different crafts when the game first comes out. Weaponsmith, huntsman, artificers, armor smiths, leather workers, tailors, jewel crafters, cooks. Weaponsmiths will make things like axes, hammers, and swords. Huntsmen will make long-range things like guns, bows, pistols, etc. Artificers, however, will make things of the magical element, like staffs. Armor smiths will make heavy armor. Leather workers will make medium armor. Tailors will make light armor. Jewel crafters will make jewelry. Cooks will make food. The skill level cap will be 400. The incrementals will be 100 each. What I mean by that is like novice, master, initiate, those kinds of things. It'll go 100, 100, 100, 100 to 400. You will never lose the experience that you have gained in that crafting thing. What I mean by this is you can switch to a different profession, but it'll cost you a lot of money. But you won't lose what you've already learned in another profession. And this will be decided via how high you were in that last crafting profession. There will be recipes in this game, but there'll be very few, like dungeon boss drops or a craft profession guide, probably just to get you started off. They say with the crafting profession that it should level up perfectly with your character. What I mean by this is you should never feel like you have to keep making the same item to get up to the top level. It should be able to just keep making things, and you should just keep being able to use those items, but we'll see how well that works out. I can't even tell you how much I love the skill bar. I don't like that many MMOs have like 22 skills for your character. Yeah, there's only some that you use every once in a while, but they still take up a part of your mind to even think about using, and it's just annoying. I don't like it, like 5-minute cooldown skills and stuff like that. This gets solved pretty well by them. They only have 10 skills, which just like Guild Wars had only 8 skills, this one just added an extra 2. The first 5 will be your weapon skills, and I love this. I love how it will always be the same. Your first 5 will always be weapon skills. You don't need to think where to put your skills at like in other MMOs, which I don't like doing that. Having to rememorize where to put skills whenever you change specs, this just makes it simple, and I'll go ahead and explain this more. The first 5 are your weapon skills. If you are anything besides the thief, then your first 3 skills will be your main hand, and the last 2 skills will be your offhand weapon. If you're using a 2-handed weapon, then it will be all 5 of your skills. If you're a thief, however, your first 2 skills will be your first hand, your last 2 skills will be your offhand, and the middle skill will be a combination of the 2. It is also noted that the middle skill is different between which one you use. If you had a dagger in this hand and a pistol in this hand, it would be different than having a dagger in this hand and a pistol in this hand. You see, it's interesting like that. I'm just saying, like, that's a pretty innovative thing. I haven't seen much of that in anywhere. Then you got your 6th skill, which is always your healing skill. You never need to think of where to put that, and now you just know, 6, heal. So you won't have to, if you're playing a new character and you need to heal real fast, you won't have to like think in your head which button to press. You just know 6 is always your heal skill. 7, 8, and 9 are your utility skills, the skills that you pick out for your character. I know for me, when I'm thief, I'm going to do my shadow step, my stealth skill, and probably the skill that lets me jump backwards and gain more initiative. This will make me do a ton of damage real fast and sneakily. Then the last skill is your elite skill. And this is your most powerful skill, normally on a long cooldown, but it will definitely be worth it. Your first utility skill will be locked at level 4, your second utility skill will be locked at level 10, and your third utility skill will be unlocked at level 20. It's also noted that your elite skill will be unlocked at level 30. I don't have the capability of creating any more phalanges, so I'm sorry about that. Lastly, let's talk about attributes. Attributes are characterized in 4 different types. Power, which increases attacks. Precision, which increases your critical chance. Toughness, which increases your defense. Vitality, which increases your health. It's also to be noted that you can reinvest your attribute points, so you don't need to feel like you're locked in that. That's really helpful. I hate games that once you spend them, you can't change them back, like Diablo 2, because then you feel like, oh, every time you do it, you really have to think. Or that you'll have to end up making another main because the first one's trash because you didn't know where to put your points. It's also easier to adapt. Say there's a new build that came out, or there's a farming build that you want to do, but you already built this way, you can turn around and go farm something else. It's a really good system. Also, in this game, armors will give you different attributes, armor upgrades that will give you attributes, and even your weapons will also benefit you in your attributes. So it's a pretty big customization there, if you really think about it. There'll also be traits that boost your attributes too, so if you're big on attributes, just having attributes, that's there for you too. Alright you guys, I hope that this was just as informative as my script versions, but I don't really like the scripted versions because I like to just go, whatever's in my mind, just go ahead and throw it out there. I hope this helped you guys out. If you liked it, go ahead and rate, comment, and subscribe. And if you didn't like it, well, okay. But I hope you did like it, because I worked real hard, and I like helping you guys out. I need to stop. Anyways, take it easy, guys. Peace out. So midway through editing this, I thought, it'd be pretty cool to, you know, have a question of the week, or a question of the whenever I do a video, or a question of the day, you know, whatever it is. So I decided I'll go ahead and toss one of those out there for you guys. So my question to you is, what is your favorite part about Guild Wars 2? Or if you don't know much about Guild Wars 2, what kind of systems would you like to see in it? Like, for example, the flat leveling curve system or the skill system. What kind of systems would you like to see? Anyways, peace out, guys.